Have you ever dreamed of becoming rich overnight? Imagine finding a mysterious pen that could turn anything you draw into reality: money, gold, luxury cars, massive mansions, even the life you've always dreamed of. Sounds like a miracle, right? But what if every wish came with a hidden cost? What if every fortune you created caused someone else to lose everything? Today's story follows a struggling painter who is drowning in debt, mocked by society, and on the verge of losing hope. But after a strange encounter with a mysterious alien spacecraft, his life changes forever. A magical pen falls from the sky and grants him unimaginable power. At first, he uses it to escape poverty, then to become rich, then to chase the woman he loves. But the more he uses the pen, the more dangerous its power becomes. What starts as a dream come true slowly transforms into a nightmare that could change the entire world. This is a fascinating story, filled with comedy, romance, science fiction, and powerful life lessons about greed, love, and responsibility. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into today's incredible movie recap. This is the story of a struggling painter whose life changes forever after finding a mysterious alien artifact. What starts as a journey from poverty to unimaginable wealth slowly becomes a lesson about greed, responsibility, and the true meaning of happiness. Let's begin. Our story centers on Joe, a poor artist living in a rundown apartment. Life has not been kind to him. He owes months of rent. His landlord constantly threatens to throw him out. Art galleries refuse to support him. Collectors ignore him. Even people around him believe his paintings are worthless. Despite years of effort, Joe remains trapped in poverty. But the worst part isn't the money. It's the humiliation. Every day, people remind him that his dream of becoming a famous painter is impossible. One gallery owner brutally mocks his work. He tells Joe that if his paintings were truly valuable, collectors would already be fighting to buy them. Instead, nobody wants them. The criticism hurts, but Joe refuses to give up. Because deep inside, he still believes he has talent. He still believes one day the world will recognize his art. The only person who truly supports him is a young blind woman named Zhao Ying. Unlike everyone else, she never judges him. She never laughs at his dreams. She believes in him, even when he doesn't believe in himself. Zhao Ying survives by working as a massage therapist. Life hasn't been easy for her either. Because of her blindness, many opportunities are closed to her. Yet she remains kind, optimistic, and supportive. Slowly, a beautiful friendship forms between Joe and Zhuang. Their relationship is built on understanding. Both know what it feels like to be underestimated. Both know what it feels like to struggle. And both secretly care about each other far more than they admit. One day, Joe buys Zhaoying a pair of high heels. To most people, it's a simple gift. But for Zhaoying, it means everything. She reveals that because she is blind, her mother never allowed her to wear beautiful shoes. She never had the chance to experience things other women take for granted. For the first time, she carefully puts on the heels. She asks Joe if they look good. Without hesitation, he tells her she looks beautiful. Then the two share a quiet dance together. It's one of the sweetest moments in the story. No money, no luxury. Just two lonely people finding happiness in each other's company. But reality quickly returns. Joe remains poor, his dreams remain distant, and his future looks hopeless. One night, he and his friends sit together drinking. They talk about life, they talk about failure, they talk about dreams that may never come true. Eventually, Joe falls asleep. And that's when everything changes. Late in the night, something impossible appears above the city. A UFO, a mysterious alien spacecraft. Purple light shines from the sky. Strange figures emerge. Before anyone can understand what is happening, the spacecraft suddenly disappears. But it leaves something behind. A pen. A very ordinary-looking pen, or so it seems. The next morning, Joe wakes up. At first, he thinks it was all a dream. Then he notices the strange pen. When he begins drawing with it, something unbelievable happens. The object he draws becomes real. Not a copy, not an illusion, a real physical object. His friend thinks he's crazy. Who wouldn't? An alien magic pen sounds ridiculous. So Joe decides to prove it. He draws something. Moments later, it appears in real life. His friend is shocked, then terrified, then excited, because they both realize something. Their lives are about to change forever. They immediately begin testing the pen.gold.money. Valuable items. Everything works. Anything Joe draws becomes reality. The possibilities seem endless. For two men who spent their entire lives struggling, the temptation is irresistible. Why work hard when you can simply draw wealth? Why suffer when you can create luxury? Why dream when you can instantly have everything? At first, their actions seem harmless. Just a little money. Just enough to escape poverty. But greed grows quickly. Soon they are drawing gold bars. Stacks of cash. Luxury goods, expensive furniture, anything they want. Their tiny apartment fills with treasures. For the first time in their lives, they feel powerful, they feel important, they feel successful, and they want more. Much more. Eventually, they move beyond small objects. Now they start dreaming bigger. Much bigger. Why stop at gold bars? Why not draw an entire mansion? So Joe sketches a luxurious villa. Moments later, a real villa appears. A massive mansion rises where nothing existed before. People are shocked. Authorities are confused. Nobody can explain what happened. But Joe and his friend know the truth. The magic pen created it. Now completely intoxicated by power, they continue spending luxury cars, huge houses, expensive clothes, endless parties. Their lives transform overnight. People who once mocked them now admire them. Those who ignored them suddenly want to be their friends. The world treats them differently because they are rich. And Joe begins believing that money can solve everything. With his new fortune, Joe decides to pursue Jiaowing seriously. He wants to give her the world. A mansion, luxury, security. Everything she never had. He organizes an extravagant romantic event. Fireworks, music, roses, hundreds of guests. A proposal fit for a billionaire. Finally, Joe gets down on one knee. He asks Gao Ying to marry him. Everyone watches, everyone waits. And then she says no. The rejection completely shocks Joe. He can't understand. Doesn't she love him? Hasn't he given her everything? But Jiaowing explains her feelings. She does care about him. Very much. But now he is wealthy, and she is a blind woman. She worries people will mock him. She worries others will think she is taking advantage of him. Most importantly, she doesn't want to become a burden. Her rejection comes from love, not hatred. And that realization devastates Joe. Desperate to convince her, Joe reveals his secret: the alien magic pen, the UFO, the impossible power. At first, Jiaowing thinks he's joking. Then she touches the pen. Then she witnesses its power. And suddenly, everything changes. Jiaowing has one wish: to see. For years, she has lived in darkness. If the pen can create anything, perhaps it can create eyes. Perhaps it can restore her sight. So Joe tries. Carefully, he draws eyes. Everyone waits, then something horrifying happens. The eyes appear, but in the wrong place. Chaos erupts. The experiment fails. Yet it proves something important. The pen's power is real. But it isn't perfect. And it may be far more dangerous than anyone imagined. Soon, strange events begin occurring around the world. People report bizarre disappearances. Objects vanish. Buildings disappear. Unexplainable phenomena occur everywhere. News stations begin investigating. Authorities become alarmed. Nobody understands the connection. But eventually, the truth emerges. The pen doesn't create things from nothing. It transfers them. This revelation changes everything. The mansion wasn't created. It was stolen. The gold wasn't created. It belonged to someone else. Every object drawn by the pen comes from somewhere. And someone else. The wealth Joe accumulated was never free. Someone else paid the price. The most heartbreaking example involves Gao Ying's eyes. When Joe attempted to create eyes for her, a famous actress elsewhere suddenly lost hers. The actress became blind. Xiao Wing gained sight. The pen had simply transferred the eyes from one person to another. The consequences are horrifying. Every miracle creates a victim. Every gift causes suffering. Every luxury is someone else's loss. For the first time, Joe truly understands what he has done. He thought he was helping people. Instead, he has been harming strangers, people who never deserved it, people who never even knew him. His dream has become a nightmare. Unfortunately, not everyone agrees. Some people argue that wealth always comes from somewhere. Some believe power should be used. Some think the benefits outweigh the costs. This disagreement creates conflict. As authorities close in, Joe must make a choice: keep everything or give it back. The police begin investigating the mysterious incidents: missing wealth, disappearing properties, impossible events. Evidence slowly points toward Joe and his friend. Pressure mounts from all sides, and the truth becomes impossible to hide. Meanwhile, Zhao Ying faces her own dilemma. She can finally see. For the first time in her life, she experiences colors, faces, light, beauty, everything she dreamed of. But she knows her happiness came at someone else's expense. Can she accept that? Can she continue living with stolen eyes? The emotional weight becomes unbearable. Eventually, Joe reaches a conclusion. The wealth must be returned. The damage must be undone. Even if it means becoming poor again. Even if it means losing everything. Because keeping the riches would mean accepting the suffering of countless innocent people, and that's a price he can no longer pay. The decision is painful. Everything he worked for disappears. The luxury, the fame, the admiration, the lifestyle, all gone. But something unexpected happens. Instead of feeling empty, he feels free. For the first time since finding the pen, his conscience is clear. The movie ends on a powerful note. Joe finally understands that true success isn't measured by money. The people who laughed at him don't matter. The mansion doesn't matter. The luxury cars don't matter. What matters is integrity, love, and staying true to yourself. Xiao Ying believed in him when he had nothing, not because he was rich, not because he was famous, but because he was kind. And that was worth more than all the gold in the world. In the end, the alien magic pen serves as a metaphor. Many people dream of shortcuts. Instant success, instant wealth, instant happiness. But every shortcut has consequences. And some prices are too high to pay. The greatest treasure was never the magic pen. It was the people who stood beside Joe before he became rich. The people who loved him when he had nothing. And that's the lesson this unforgettable fantasy story leaves behind. The real miracle was never the magic pen. It was learning what truly matters in life. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content. We truly appreciate your support. See you in the next video.